really don't know how to start this video. I really don't. I haven't lost anybody close to me in a really long time. And I feel like at this point, I just feel numb to what has happened. And I still feel like my brain is telling me to stay in denial, as it has in the past. And I don't feel much of anything but obsession with thinking back on what I said last to this person, but we're not gonna talk about me. The first friend I made up here in Nashville that really kind of showed me the ropes and got me out and meeting more people was Al Marrone. And Al was a carpenter here in town, builder, home designer, handyman extraordinaire. And as much as I wanted to believe it was an April Fool's Day joke, it wasn't. He passed away in the late hours of March 31st, Wednesday night. And I didn't find out until yesterday, which was April 1st. And I really at first just thought, Lord, let this be like a sick, terrible April Fool's Day joke. But after consulting with a few people and seeing everybody's post, it's real. And it still doesn't feel real to me. Like I said in the beginning, I don't know, I've become so numb to things like this. It's like my body represses death in such a weird way. And so I don't know how long it'll be before I actually deal with this, if that makes sense. I think I'm only able to talk to y'all right now because my brain's in this shocked denial state right now. So I figured I'd get this video out of the way before I get real sad. Emmy, please. Oh, Emmy never got to meet Al. If y'all have watched my videos, or if you've watched me on Facebook and you've seen my post, Al was very active on social media, and he was very active in the Nashville scene. He knew a lot of great people. He knew a lot of famous people. He knew a lot of people that were big players in the industry that maybe people don't know too much about unless you're in the industry. And he really had a way of talking and getting people to make friends with one another. He was in a lot of my videos. If you've seen the videos from last year, of course I stopped vlogging at a certain point because coronavirus was just making things very difficult, and there wasn't anything exciting going on, and I didn't feel like making videos at the time. And I mean, I can't believe it. I still can't believe he's gone. He definitely lived a wild life, and he could party very, very hearty, and he could really go all night. And I think that's one reason we grew apart in the end, which I feel very, very bad about, because I've been dealing with, my bladder problem, and it's been causing me a lot of lower back pain. And between that and the coronavirus and just the state of Nashville, I just haven't felt like going out really and going to shows or mingling with people or going out and drinking, because a lot of times when I go out, that was our thing. It was like me and Al He'd buy drinks for me, and we would go hard all night long and get an Uber and go home. And I just hit a point where I wasn't doing that much anymore. And I didn't take the time to talk to him as much as I used to. Which I've been in these shoes before where I've done the same thing. Like, I did this with my dad, where I didn't think that the last time I saw him was going to be the last time I saw him. And you look back and you're like, why didn't I take that moment to, like, tell them that I cared or that I loved them? Tell them that they were important to me. And I didn't. I went back and I tortured myself yesterday looking up past messages and past text and past Facebook messages. And yeah, those last few calls and stuff, I didn't answer. I would text him, but we were just kind of growing apart as friends. And I can't believe that he's gone. And that I didn't even take the time, like an idiot, to answer one phone call or to do anything more than leave a comment on Facebook like we always did. He was constantly posting these hilarious memes on Facebook. I'm going to miss seeing that every single day. The funniest memes, the most crude and absurd memes that most people wouldn't have the balls to post like he did. And I'm going to miss seeing that every day. And at least there was that interaction between the two of us, but I feel horrible. I didn't take the time to text him and tell him I cared, or tell him that, give him a call, or answer one of those calls when he called me. Which he hadn't called me recently, but back near Christmas and stuff. I didn't know that was going to be the last Thanksgiving and Christmas that he was going to have on Earth. I haven't lost anybody in Nashville that's been really close to me like that. Someone that I've known their deep feelings and stuff, where they've opened up to me about their past and have genuinely complimented me and held me up and lifted me up and helped me meet people and helped me to not be so afraid of the big city and the music industry. And I don't have a lot to say because I don't know what to say. Al, you will be missed. You are already missed, and you will continue to be missed, especially at the local. It's a bar up here in Nashville, a great bar. You introduced me to the owner of the local, to all the people that hang out at the local, to Greg Crow and Dave Gibson that play on Monday nights, that are amazing songwriters that I'm so glad that I got to know them and that I will continue to have a business relationship with them. And all the people that hang out there, it's a community there. And if it wouldn't have been for Al, I probably would have never have gotten in there and met all those people and got more comfortable with Nashville. I was thinking all day yesterday, like, partially being in denial, but then sitting and thinking, like, did he know that I cared? Does he know now when he's in heaven? Does he know in the afterlife that how I felt and why we weren't close in the end, and it's absolutely insane. Life is so unexpected. Death is so unexpected. I did have a dream last night, which I have some weird dreams on the medications that I'm on, but I'll take it as a last goodbye, I guess. I did have a dream in it where me and him were talking, and he was joking about, stop, Emmy. He was saying, yeah, I didn't know I was gonna have a heart attack, and Emmy, she likes to pick at my curtains. She's putting holes in them. Baby. Man, I hate that he never got to meet Emmy Lou. I had a dream, and he was just like, oh man, I was having little chest pains and stuff, but I didn't know I was gonna have a heart attack, and I was like, oh dang it, I wish you would have known sooner, and then you could have stuck around a little bit longer, and we were just joking about that, and I can't remember everything that was said, but we kind of had like a little bit of a last goodbye through my dreams. And maybe that was him speaking to me, or maybe that was just a figment of my imagination, but that made me feel a little bit better that I got to talk to him in my dream. Al was like your crazy uncle that just loves you dearly. That sometimes you question things he does, but at the end of the day, you love him and he loves you, and he's there for you. And I think I started getting aggravated at the end because my house wasn't getting done, and I was working on my house, and I just was not understanding why he wasn't helping out anymore, and I guess I got a little bit aggravated. I should have confronted him about it. I should have been more open about it. It's just, it sucks that it had to end that way. It sucks that he went so soon. He was such a party guy. He was, and I was gonna go to the local Monday night, and I bet that he probably went there. I don't know for sure, but I know a lot of people saw him at least Tuesday night, I guess, maybe even Wednesday, but I was gonna go Monday night, and then my back started hurting a little bit, and I was like, it can wait another couple weeks. But seeing Al can't wait another couple weeks. He's gone. You would think that by now that I would have learned, after all the people in my family that were close to me that have passed on, that I would learn to not take friendships for granted, and that I would learn to make sure I let people know that I care. But this time I didn't. I gotta say too that if it wouldn't have been for Al, I might not have been with Travis. I might not have got with him. I was going through a really hard time back last spring when Corona was like in its full swing, and I started talking to my ex again, and I would talk to Al about it, and he would help me through the situation, and I would cry, and he would try to comfort me, and we'd go out and drink, and we'd talk about it, and we'd get the whole group together of friends, and try to take our minds off of things for a bit and trying to escape from the moment. And I'll never forget, there was a night last year when my phone was going out, and I was trying to get a hold of my ex because I was trying to make sure that he knew that I wasn't ignoring his phone calls, or I wasn't ignoring his text messages, because I wanted him to know that I cared, and that my phone was just, it was going out. I had a really bad night that night. I think we went to like Winners and Losers downtown Nashville after we went to the local, and I was like crying in my beer, and I was just an absolute emotional wreck because I was thinking, how could I ever go back with somebody, you know, that hurt me so bad, and why am I thinking about doing that, and now I can't even talk to him because my phone's dead. And Emmy, she's ruining my curtains. And he was there the whole time, and he helped me through it, and he got the owner of the local to drive me home because he was hanging out with us too. And the next day he went with me to help me get my phone replaced. It was a big ordeal, and I was really pissed off about it because I'd only had that phone for a year, and he went with me. He drove me. Yeah, he did. He drove me down there to AT&T. We drove all over town that day. We got my new phone and had to go around and get some other stuff. And I'll never forget that. There goes Emmy scratching my chair. You're scratching my chair. And what else? What other memories do I have here? I remember that he talked about how his mom loved that song, I got a brand new pair of roller skates, you got a brand new key. Yeah. And after I got my new rollerblades and everything, we always had that as an earbug. And there's actually a video, and if I find it, I'll insert it at the end of this video. But there's a video of him and I putting up the chandelier, and I put it in one of my vlogs, and we're putting the little acrylic pieces on the chandelier, and he starts singing I got a brand new pair, because we'd put the Alexa on, and we just put it on like a 70s station or something, and jam out while we were working on the house. It's crazy. What other memories do I have? Whenever I finally was done with my ex and I had started hanging out with Travis, at first I really just thought it was a friendship, but Al kind of was like, look, you need to understand, like, Travis likes you a lot, and you need to, you know, just understand that, and maybe don't mark him off your list, you know, like, don't jump so fast and be like, no, I don't want to date anybody right now because of what just happened. And I just went back and I looked at the messages from back in July when he was telling me how Travis felt about me. And it was weird. It's kind of like a guardian angel moment, you know, like, hey, look at what's in front of you. Don't worry about the past. Look at the present. Look at what's in front of you right now and forget about the past. And I eventually did. I did very quickly after that. And I think he probably nudged Travis a little bit too, to tell him, hey, like, Lindsay's not opposed to this, you know. And the day after we decided that we were going to be romantic and start dating, Al invited us to go out on the lake with him and his son and his son's girlfriend. And that was a really fun day on the lake. I will never forget that. And I will definitely post some of those videos and pictures at the end of this video, because that was a fun day. And Travis drove the boat, and I got to bond with the son's girlfriend, and we got to bond over our anxiety problems and all sorts of stuff, and we just got to chill. The son, he he was out there trying to ski with only one ski because we couldn't find the other one. We were being real reckless that day, but we had a good day. We jammed the tunes in the car. I mean, in the boat. And I really didn't think that was going to be the last time that we got to go out on the lake together. The first and the last time. That was a great bonding experience for me and Travis, but it was also just cool that we were all bonded and we were all together and bonded that day. Whereas nowadays, that whole group is gone. We've gone in our opposite directions, you know. The son and his girlfriend went back to Ohio, I think, and then me and Travis hadn't really seen Al in a long time, and I don't know. I just wanted to make this video to kind of express my emotions, document them, let y'all know what happened, share a few things about Al and his influence on me. But I also want to say, Al, I really did care about you, and you really did. You did a lot for me. There were times where I got a little aggravated because things weren't happening as fast or as great as I wanted them to with my house, but at the end of the day, you had a good heart. You were there for people, you supported so many musicians, you supported athletes, you supported industry people, you supported so many people in this town. And it didn't matter if they were a saint or a full-on just everyday sinner. And you had your demons, as we all do. And sometimes those got the best of you, as they do with most of us. But you, at the end of the day, never meant any harm on anybody, I don't think. And I hope that you're hanging out with your mom, and I believe it was his ex-wife that must have died from a heart attack as well. Don't quote me on that, but I know that he had someone he loved that passed away, and I hope that he's with her right now. The one brother that died, I believe, so I hope he's up there with him right now. But also, hey, like, he can hang out with all the celebrities in heaven right now. He's with Elvis Presley and Johnny Cash and all the cool ones up there. I'm gonna be gone from Nashville for a couple weeks. I guess unless something, if they plan to put on some kind of memorial or something, I've got to figure out if I'm gonna have to come back up here. Not half, if I'm going to come back up here. That sounded wrong. I'm going to come back up here. I'm supposed to have bladder treatments scheduled all week and all next week back in Georgia to help get the pain to go away, because I have been in agony this week. The pain slowly started coming back into my back, where I guess the bladder and the kidney, like the cyst, are causing pains toward my kidney. So I really have to figure out what I can handle next week with getting treatments, and if I have to drive back here. I don't know. all those details can be sorted out later. I don't know why I'm talking about that on camera, but I'm just, I don't know what to do. I guess my brain is just scattered right now. I don't know what to do about anything. He was such a regular at the bar that you saw everywhere, and he was always in a good mood, and it just boggles my mind. And of all the things, all these people that have died in the past year from coronavirus, and nope, it was a heart attack. Another thing that a memory that I wanted to share was when the coronavirus had started kind of making its way into the US. I was supposed to go to Disney toward the end of March last year, 2020. And I remember we were hanging out one night, and we went to the local. It was the last time we went to the local, or the last time I went to the local before I went home, and then the whole corona thing started, and then we had to quarantine. It was the last time we got to go there without a mask on, and got to just live freely in there. And he was like, I'm ordering everybody Corona beers because we're going to fight off that coronavirus. And we were all joking about it back then because we didn't know it was going to be as serious as it ended up being. But we all got Corona beers with lime, and we drank several of them, even though I'm not a beer person. I'm not even a beer person, but I was like, I'm going to go along with it because, ow. We gotta go along with it. So there's some pictures, and I'll put one if I find one. I think Jeff from the local, the guy that owns the local, I think he might have shared a picture, I think, of us with the coronas. I'll go find it. But I gotta put that at the end too, because that was a good night. And I remember I went to drop him back off at the place that he was staying at. He lived in the garage apartment of this lady, and we went in there to chat with her, and she was watching the news about, Disney World's trying to figure out what to do about closing, and then people were talking about in the news, like, are we going to quarantine? What are we going to do? Like, we haven't decided yet, and we're sitting there. He goes, you're not going to get to go to Disney. And I'm like, really? You think so? Because surely not. I'm going to Disney. Disney ain't going to close for this. Boy, was he right, and I was wrong. I was so wrong. Because it did close, and I did not get to go until November. Another thing was that he always said that we were going to go to Cedar Point, because he's from Ohio. Travis is from Ohio. Well, technically Indiana, but close enough. He's still in that Cincinnati area. But they both know that state very well. And we were going to go to Cedar Point. I wanted to go on my birthday last year, but Cedar Point decided that they weren't going to open yet because of the pandemic, so we didn't get to. But he was just always like, we're going to Cedar Point. He even said it up until that last week before my birthday, like, we're going to Cedar Point, we're going to Cedar Point. And we never got to, and that sucks. I can go now, but he won't. He ain't going. In spirit, maybe. But yeah, he was gung-ho to get a group of people together and go up to Cedar Point. And I just, wow. And I don't know. This is going to be a major change for a lot of people. It's not that we relied on Al, for are living. It's just that he was somebody that was always there, and we took it for granted, and we didn't realize that he could be gone soon. We thought he's the kind of guy that lives a long time. And I think that so many people are just gonna have a void, and sometimes they might not understand what that void is, and I'll probably be the same way. And you realize, oh, it's because Al's not here anymore. He was always there. I want to send my love and prayers to his family and his friends, all of his friends that I've seen post on Facebook, all the friends I made through him, all the people I met through him. Cynthia and Loretta and Patty and Terry and Lori and Greg and Dave and Jeff and so many more. So many more. Every time I go to the local, I'm going to think about Al. Every time I have anything to do with any of those people, every time I look on Facebook, Facebook's going to be a lot less fun because he won't be posting his funny memes, and he won't be watching my live streams and talking to me on there, and he won't be commenting on my statuses. He used to always say, if you said something crazy on Facebook, he'd be like, go to bed. Or if you said something crazy in real life to him, he'd just be like, oh, just go to bed. Go to bed. You need to go to bed. You go to bed. And I'm going to miss that too on every Facebook status and every time I do something crazy or say something crazy. He used to joke, and everybody used to joke actually, that he actually, the word must have got around that he said go to bed, and that Dan and Shay must have heard it, and then they wrote that I should probably go to bed because of what Al used to say. I guess I'm smiling because the memories. Sweet memories. Good memories. Things I'll never forget. People I'll never forget meeting through him. And all I can say, I guess, is I'm going to try to remember to hold my friends closer to me and people that I care about and people that care about me, and try to care less about the trivial things like I have been the last couple months, obsessing over things that don't really matter that much at the end of the day, and trying to let people know I care about them. And try to honor Al's memory as best I can. There is still a hole in the wall that now I don't want to patch, because when he was fixing my shower, he drilled right through the wall, and there's a little tiny hole right over here. I may never patch that hole. It's been there long enough. As you can tell, my room's a mess. It always is. Emmy tore down the curtain here in front of me the other night because, well, I couldn't get the drywall anchors in to hang the curtains one day, and I was just so desperate while Travis was up in Cincinnati working on his RV that I tried to put them up, and obviously when Emmy got a hold of it, she just yanked it right out of the wall. That was irrelevant to the story, irrelevant to the video, but hold everyone you know and everyone you care about and everyone that cares about you. Hold them closer. Try to forgive. I have a hard time doing that sometimes when someone's really done me dirty. Understand that You watch all these deaths around you, especially during coronavirus. You watch so many people dying. But you don't, maybe if you haven't had anyone die close to you with corona or with anything in recent years, maybe you're like me and you think, I'm separate from that. You separate yourself from that aspect because you think, oh, well, it hasn't touched me yet. But it does. It can. It can happen at any moment. 1 minute Al is hanging out with his dog and eating pizza, and the next minute he's dead. And for it to happen right here at Easter time too. I'm gonna end this video here. I really need to have a safe drive home and just try to not focus too much on the bad, but try to focus on the good things, I guess. And to know that Al is in a better place, even though it might be hard to seem that way when he was already such a lively person here on Earth. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna drive back to Georgia. Think about everything for a little bit and try to accept it, I guess. That would be the next step, would be to accept and grieve, which I haven't quite done yet. Sometimes it takes a while. And realize that everybody grieves differently. Everybody grieves at different times. So anybody out there who knew Al, and maybe you got a friend that isn't dealing with the grief the same way as you, just know that it does happen in different ways. So I'm gonna go. All I can do from here on out is ramble on and on. I'm gonna try to put a few pictures and videos in here at the end of this video and remember some of the good things that he did. Be good, everybody. Be well. Hold your loved ones close. And stay healthy. And live life to its fullest. Because you never know, as cliche as it is, you never know when your last day is going to be your last day. And you never know when the last time you saw somebody is going to be the last time you saw that person. And unfortunately, we make that mistake all the time. Not knowing and not taking the proper steps to let somebody know that we care. All right. Bye. Rest in peace, Al. Gonna miss you, buddy.
What the hell's going on today? We got lots of sirens. Oh. Hey, bro, I got a chip for you.
Bro.
Oh, God.
Lindsay, the duck hunter.
Today we're looking at some beautiful family of ducks here. They're speckled. I don't know what they're called. They're beautiful.